Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Wrestling Archives. My name is Tim Hackman, I'm your co-host.
And I'm Rich Sigwald.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. We're always happy to be in the studio with you. We hope you caught our recent episode on Capital Combat. That's aka the one with RoboCop. That was a banger. We had a good time talking about that. We've got a extra special episode coming up on the collision in Korea. A little bit of a crazy thing around that show. Rich, did you like watching that one?
I did. I mean, you'll hear that I'm one of the few that actually liked the main event of that show. That I thought it was a decent match. But yeah, I mean, Chris Benoit and Too Cold Scorpio put on a hell of a show in that one. So not to give any more spoilers, but yeah, I liked it.
And we, I think this is the first time we've supplemented it by sort of watching the Dark Side of the Ring to kind of go along with it, just so we had a little bit of the backstory. So that was crazy. So keep an eye out for that one. But I'm super excited because we have another phenomenal guest today. Our guest is a mainstay on the Virginia Championship Wrestling roster here in Norfolk. I've seen him a bunch of times since I got here about a year and a half ago. He's also worked with Chikara, Outbreak Wrestling, Pro Wrestling R, a bunch of others. He's a one-time VCW Liberty Lottery champion. He held that title for whopping 224 days. Suck it, Roman Reigns. He's a former member of the Sharkey Tank. He's now on his own after being betrayed by his old manager, that son of a bitch, Neil Sharkey. So we want to welcome to the show the Hoss of all Hosses, Devantes.
Hey, man, thank you for having me. That's right, that son of a bitch, Neil Sharkey.
Man, what is with that guy?
Man,
I don't know. I never trusted him.
First of all, I don't trust anybody who wears suits that cheap. Like he definitely buys the ones from Kohl's where it's like the shirt and the tie and the package together.
Yeah,
you know
he
what I'm
got it
talking
straight
about.
off the mannequin. Straight off the mannequin.
Yeah. You think he would at least like get it dry clean first or something, or iron it. I don't know.
You know, you start to look at all of these things now that I'm not with him no more, and you're right.
Yeah. So you start to get a little distance. You start to kind of put it together, you know?
Yep.
So Devantes is on the card next 2 Saturdays from now. Well, it'll be 1 Saturday from now when you hear this. February 3rd at the Masonic Temple on Granby Street in Norfolk. Bell times at 7:30. Tickets and all the other information at vcwprowrestling.com. Always a good time. My wife and I got tickets. We're dragging so I work for Old Dominion University, and we're taking one of the former associate provosts along.
nice.
She's not ready. She's not ready, but she's going to be ready. Devantes is facing off against the Sigma male. I don't even know what that means. LDJ, who of course will have former manager Neil Sharkey in LGJ's corner. So yeah, I think probably it's a good place to start is with old Sharkey there. He betrayed you at that last VCW show, and this is sort of your first chance to get even and settle the score. So what do you have planned for these guys?
Oh, I'm going to take out LDJ real quick. The Sigma male, like you said, whatever that means. I'm going to take him out real quick. And you know I'm going right after Sharkey. So Sharkey know what's coming. He better have the whole crew out there for me. Because as soon as I take his boy out, I'm going straight for him.
You think you're going to be able to catch him? He's kind of squirrely.
Listen, man, he's old. I'm going to catch him.
Yeah, he doesn't look fast.
No.
Not at all. Can't run fast in those suits that he buys.
That's right. He'll be bound up by his cheap ass made in Taiwan dress shirts. So Sharky's known for his dirty tactics and for his Sharky Tank faction getting involved where they don't belong. Are you worried about outside interference from those guys?
I'm ready for him. I'm pretty sure it's going to come. I mean, I've been with him for close to 2 years now, so I'm pretty sure. I know all his moves, all his tactics, so I'll be prepared for it.
Okay. Yeah, I think you could probably handle any of those guys. He tends to. You were probably the biggest guy on his little faction there, I would say, right?
They got Rex Lawless now, man.
Oh shit! Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna have my work cut out for me, but I'm gonna get it done.
I forgot about Rex. That guy's huge.
Yeah, he looks like trouble.
I ain't backing down from it. It is what it is.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So, I mean, not to look past LDJ, you don't want to look past anybody. But once you put him down, who's next from that stable of goons? Is it Lawless? Is it one of the other guys? What are you thinking?
Well, listen, I'm not here to poo-poo my competitor, my opponent, but I kind of wanted Rex first because if I take Rex out, none of these other dudes got a chance. Desmond don't got a chance. LDJ don't got a chance, and Sharky, he's just there. So, but it is what it is. We start with LDJ.
Okay. Yeah, it seems like you want to have some space to warm up. You don't want to like jump right into the deep end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you need to waste your time with the rest of the stable once you take out LDJ. I think you take out LDJ, that puts you in a nice line to maybe go after Joseph Key and grab that title belt from him, maybe.
Yeah, because I think you're right. Because I'm not liking not having gold around my waist. I was getting used to carrying that VCW United States Championship around my waist, but Joe Key's got a better belt. I'm gonna go for that one.
Yeah, it looked good on you. It was a good
Oh,
look.
thanks, man.
Yeah, I think you won that actually maybe right before. Oh no, it was at the Liberty Lottery. That was the very first show that we went to when we got here. In July of 22. Does that sound right?
Oh, I want to say, was it at the Temple or was it at the Crockett Center? Because I won
It
it at the
was.
Temple.
Yeah, it
I
was at
didn't.
the Temple.
Okay, yeah. That might have been the one.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, I think you
I
are
was
right.
I was part of history. Look at that,
Look at you.
Rich. You doubted me.
Yeah.
So are you also? I know that VCW also has a show coming up March 9th at Hampton High School. Are you on that card yet? Have you heard anything about that one?
I'm gonna be on every single card this year.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
You like to work, huh?
I like to work, man. I like VCW a lot, man. It gives me those old school territory feels when I'm down there. So that's like my priority promotion. So.
Yeah, they're great. We've called that out before actually on here that it feels like an old kind of Crockett sort of thing almost.
There you go, and that's the thing. Like I'm obviously being from Philly, like I always say, it's no crowd like a Southern crowd, man. The best.
Oh yeah, I mean they still take it as real, and that's what's so great about it. And like if you watch that Netflix documentary Wrestlers on OVW, like there's people in line they interview talking, and they're like talking like it's legit straight up, and that is absolutely fantastic. That's how it
Right.
should be watched and approached, and I feel like VCW does a great job of getting that kind of engagement going.
I agree completely. I mean, that's what you want them to feel that way, man. Get into it. You know what? I've wrestled on shows where the fans are just sitting on their hands the whole time, and it's like, what else do I got to do to impress y'all? But but I love VCW.
It's a lot of fun. I think one of the things that's cool is you do get to see some of the same fans each time. That definitely there's regulars, right? And
Oh,
you're
absolutely.
like I mean we talk about him every time on the show. But there's an older black guy who comes like with a little mini megaphone, and like every time Logan would come out, he would just start up like, "Hey Logan, you suck." You suck, Logan, like just nonstop for like the entirety of his match. And it was the greatest fucking thing in the world. Like I love it. And that guy was at every show. He was always in roughly the same place. He always has Logan megaphone. I'm like, that guy is committed and I'm here for it.
I am going to look out for that guy. I thought it was somebody else, but I'm going to be looking out for him now.
Yeah. You're probably in the back getting your street clothes on by the time that guy comes out with his megaphone. So
Oh God.
yeah, you don't want to miss that. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, since you are billed from Philadelphia, that's quite a haul down in Norfolk for these shows. That's impressive, and that I think that just shows how dedicated you are
Yeah.
to VCW and their cause, and
Mm-hmm.
and you know, righting the wrongs that they've done to you now with this with Neil Sharkey and stripping you of that belt, for no good reason.
Cheated me out
So
of that belt, man. Call it like it is.
absolutely.
Cheated me out of that
You
belt.
were cheated. You were cheated. I watched that match. You were in control that entire time, and then suddenly Sharky pulls some bullshit. That's what we're gonna call it, because that's what it was.
Took the words out of my mouth, man.
So as I mentioned, you're from Philly. So let's back up and get into your story here. So what age did you want to know that you wanted to become part of the wrestling business? That you wanted to be a wrestler?
This is the shocking thing. Wrestling was never my intentions. Obviously, I grew up probably like you guys, huge wrestling fan. Attitude Era is my era as a child. You get older. Uh, you start to lose interest and start finding interest in other things. So, I'm thinking it was sports, it was girls with me, and then 2012, I got back into like watching wrestling because I don't know how y'all feel about him, but CM Punk,
Mm.
um, I felt like with his promos and stuff that he probably could have lasted somewhat in that Attitude Era, so he caught my attention. But I got into it because my brother lived right around the corner from Chikara, and he was like, they got a free workshop on Sunday. You want to go? And I just went, and I just got bit by the bug.
So you did your training with Shakara. So that's I think Boar had mentioned Quackenbush. Somebody named Quackenbush. Is that who you trained with?
Yeah, Mike Quackenbush. Yeah, like I said, Boar was there. I met Logan there. Um, some of the people that you see now on VCW, I met Erica Lee there. Like a lot of people on that VCW card, I met through there.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm kind of sad. I wasn't watching wrestling sort of like I kind of picked up I jumped off maybe around 20, I want to say around 2010,
Hmm.
and I picked it up again during the pandemic, so back around 2020. So I kind of missed like a window, and I feel that was sort of like the heyday of Chikara. Like, but that whole thing sounded like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was cool, man. It was cool.
Yeah. So I, looking at you, you look like a wrestler. I assume you were in this as good of shape then as you are now. So I assume that like they saw you at Shakara and they were just like, yeah, get in the ring, do it. Is that basically how it went for you into getting into it, or was
Um,
there a little bit of convincing that they had to do, or you had to do, or?
well, they were me and my brother did like the free workshop, and like we're stockier guys, so they were like encouraging, hey, won't you just, if you don't want to fully commit, we got this tier 7 week program that you can do. So I did that just to see, like, okay, well, let me see if I like this before I spend this $4,000 to be at the school. And I just liked it, and once I committed, they started moving me up the ranks faster. Like I went from beginner class to novice class to doing both, and then going to advanced class fairly quick, all within like a year and a half. So I debuted probably a year and some change after I started.
Wow.
Very cool.
Were you an athlete before that, or did you play football or anything? Are you
I played basketball actually.
basketball?
Yeah, who would have? I didn't say I was good, but I played basketball. Yeah,
Hey,
I
whatever.
mean, I wouldn't go for a rebound against you under the hoop. That's for
Takes all
sure.
kinds. Yeah,
yeah, right.
it's too funny. Center,
Uh,
obviously.
No, yeah, obviously, yeah. A
Yeah.
5'7" center, yeah.
It's
So
awesome.
did you always go by Devantes? Has that always been your ring name, or have you had any others?
That, that
And
when Chikara had shut down, I thought about changing it, but Mike Quackenbush was the person that gave me the name,
yeah,
and people like I started getting bookings, like people were DMing me, and I'm like, I can't change the name because this is what they know
no,
me by, so I just kept it, and I actually like it. So I don't think I'm going to be changing it anytime, unless AEW or WWE come calling, then I'm getting rid of that name.
I mean it's a pretty badass name. Like I if I was given the name Devantes at any point, I think I would be using that for like pizza orders, hotel reservations, restaurants. Yeah, party of two for Devantes right here.
That actually sounds pretty sweet. I like that.
It's too funny.
So where and how did you pick up the Hoss of all Hosses nickname?
So it was a play on Triple H's King of Kings.
Mm,
Like, and because what happened was I was having matches and they would always put me up against bigger guys. And you always gonna hear a fan yell Hoss fight every match. And I'm like, man, I gotta do something with this. Like people backstage would just call me Hoss. So I'm like, all right, let me do something with this. All right, the Hoss of all Hosses sound pretty good. So that's what I did. I went got some couple of trunks made, got it put on my trunks, and it stuck.
Has that steakhouse in Pennsylvania named Hosses come after you for sponsorship or anything like that?
I didn't even know it was a steakhouse named Hosses out here. I might need to
Yeah.
go there. Tell them I need 10%.
Yeah. It's kind of like it was weird. It was a weird place. Are they still around?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There's one up in Hershey, right? Is there still one in
Yeah,
Hershey?
like Hummelstown, Hershey area there.
Yeah, it's like a combination like steakhouse and buffet. Like you order your steak at the front. I assume this is still how they do it. You order your steak at the front, and then you get in, and then there's like all the sides and salad bars and dessert bars and all that stuff, and then they bring you your steak out, but you get everything else yourself. Basically, it's a very weird business model.
Home baked bread.
Right, so it's kind of a buffet slash real deal rest. I don't understand. It's too confusing for me.
It's kind of like Sizzler was, kind of, but a better quality Sizzler.
Yeah, their steaks were always really good.
Yeah.
You're showing my age because I know what Sizzler is, and I've been to Sizzler.
What about Ponderosa? Were you a Ponderosa guy?
I don't know what that is. What is it?
Yeah, it's another Sizzler type of thing.
Okay.
So, well, that'd be another good connection because Ponderosa is the ranch and
Big Hoss.
And Hoss was one of the brothers on that show.
Bonanza.
Bonanza, yeah.
Which was another steakhouse that was part
Bonanza.
of the Ponderosa. It was Bonanza. So I think we're just talking to a big old steak right now.
This is the all steakhouse episode.
There you go. That's what you should title it.
This episode sponsored by Sizzler.
Yeah.
Sizzler, call us.
You start using an Australian accent and throw in Outback now too. Yeah. Get in there.
There was a local one in York called Mr. Steak that was legit. That was my dad loved that place. Anyway, I feel like we're wandering far afield.
This is great. This is great.
All right, so if you had to pick a favorite cut of steak, where are you going with?
Okay, so I pick it because I think it's the best, but I don't. I'm jealous because it's not enough meat. I'm a New York strip guy.
Okay,
but the ribeye is bigger, but it's also more fattening because for some reason there's always fat still on it. But I'll take the New York strip because there's really no fat on it at all.
It's a good choice.
Yeah, I bought my dad and I ribeye steaks for Christmas Eve dinner, and I just grabbed them, and they were vacuum packed, and I didn't really realize how big they were. And then I put them out to come up to room temperature after I cut them out of the vacuum seal, and they were just both like plate size steaks. And I cooked them up, and I threw it down on my dad's plate, his on his plate, and he was just like, how much steak are you giving me? Are we sharing this one? Like, no, I actually have another one over here. That's for myself as well.
I'm sorry.
And then I looked at the package and I realized I spent like $50 on these ribeyes. It was like
steaks.
The price should have indicated to me how much beef I had just bought. So,
how do you guys like your steak made?
I usually grill it. Medium rare. So I like it fairly pink, but warm in the middle.
What about you, Rich?
And I throw butter on it after it comes off. That's very important.
Yeah. I like them the way I like my women, pink in the middle and a little bit warm. That's
all right, you weirdo.
And covered in butter too. Yeah.
That's funny, man. Well done. Gotta be well done. I kind of like the charcoal taste.
Yeah.
Off the grill. So
I can get with that.
Yeah.
My wife always orders like the petite sirloin thing, like the little like 4 or 5 ounce thing. And I'm like, what you need to do is take 2 of those, put like 3 slices of cheese between them and put them on a bun. And then then that'd be enough for me to eat.
Yeah, right.
This is why my doctor hates me, by the way. She's like, I did your blood work and it turns out it's 45% bacon. I'm like, well, what are you going to do?
I would love to just get rid of red meat, but it's just I can't turn down a burger, and in Philly I can't turn down a cheesesteak.
Oh. What's your go-to cheesesteak place in Philly?
D'Alessandro's.
Okay.
If you YouTube it, man, they got a whole bunch of it's on YouTube. But I don't go to any of the tourist attraction places like Pat's or Geno's. No, go straight to D'Alessandro's.
Yeah, before I got diagnosed with celiac disease, so I can't have gluten about 5 or 6 years ago at this point. And before that, it was Carmen's in Reading Terminal Market. That was
Reading Terminal,
yeah. That was my favorite cheesesteak in town. But now it's Campo's. Campo's has has gluten-free setup and stuff like that. So they are my go-to now. They're like a block away from Franklin Fountain, right down in.
Reading
And
Terminal. Have you ever had Amish chicken?
I did not. I've
It's
not had the Amish
amazing,
chicken.
dude.
Is it?
It is amazing.
Well, hold on. I'm googling. I found D'Alessandro's. That place looks incredible.
Uh-huh.
I might have to just take the train up just for the hell of it. Okay.
What part of town is D'Alessandro's in?
It's in Roxborough, Manayunk area. You'll see Charles Barkley out there all the time.
Oh, really?
All the time, yep.
Okay. Funny Charles Barkley story. I forget whose book I read. Was it Jason Williams, maybe?
Mhm.
His autobiography. He was writing about how when Barkley they were on the same team, and they were trying to get Barkley to lose weight, so they would have him come in and get into sweats and get on the bike and stuff, and but he would stop at McDonald's on the way in. And so he'd be sitting on the bike in his sweats, eating like friggin' Egg McMuffins and stuff. Incredible. I love that guy.
That is hilarious, man.
Okay, so Amish chicken looks like it has like a cream sauce on it, kind of. Is that right?
I guess you can. I never got a cream sauce on it.
Okay.
It's amazing.
Maybe this person doesn't know what they're talking about here.
I think I got pretzels from the Amish place in Reading Terminal Market, and there was a really good crepe place next to it. That there was a live.
Your wife being from media, you know about Lancaster, PA?
Yeah,
that's like Amish town.
Yeah,
you get out there too.
Yeah, I'll have to keep an eye out for that next time. Next time I travel up there, but sadly my wife's vegetarian, so
boo.
It takes a special trip for me to get any kind of like special meat meal. So
yeah.
So my grandmother on my actually both no wait, let me think. Yeah, actually both sides on my dad's parents were all like, they call it like Pennsylvania German, like they call it Pennsylvania Dutch. It's like they're like German immigrants, and they brought it's like crazy German farm shit over. And but man, they used to make the best stuff. They would make like the potato salad with like the hot bacon dressing, and we would make the hog maw where you put like sausage and potatoes in a pig's stomach and bake it up, like just crazy stuff. And it's all so good. But you can like go to the Amish or the German markets around there and still pick up a lot of that stuff. Anyway, this is turning into a food podcast all of a sudden.
Well, that happens when you talk about Philadelphia, because there's
true.
just lots of good food in Philadelphia. My wife actually said there's nothing to do in Philadelphia but eat.
That's fine.
When I first met her, and I was like, well, okay, I can get behind that.
She's not wrong.
No.
It's kind of like there's not really much to do in Norfolk except drink and go to VCW shows. I've never seen a town with so many breweries. It's this place. It's crazy. So,
wow.
Anyway, so we should probably get back on track, or we could spin this off entirely and we could call it like Food and Wrestling with Devantes, and we would just do like a special like mini series where we have you on and we talk about a different food city each time, and we like.
I like it. I like.
All right. Like, Devantes, what's up with the food in Chicago? And we'll just talk about Chicago food for like 3 hours. Anyway, so I know that, in addition to VCW, I mentioned you've worked with a variety of other promotions. We talked about Chikara, and so other than VCW, and I know you said that's sort of your home promotion and the one that you kind of like. Where are you making regular appearances anywhere else these days? Any other companies?
Yeah, I'm at a few different places. I do Pro Wrestling R. I do Atlantic All-Star Wrestling. I do Super Crazy Wrestling. I do Fight Pro Wrestling. I do Catalyst Wrestling. I do it like out in New York. I do on 1CW in Delaware. Yeah. So I'm making my rounds.
Wow.
Yeah, I just watched your match against Ty Awesome. Good job.
Oh, that's my boy, man. Yeah. Hell yeah, man. That was that went really well.
Yeah, that was a very good match.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the Delaware promotion?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. What's the farthest that you'll travel for a show these days? Like, do you kind of will you go wherever they call you up and pay you, or you have a sort of a perimeter that you like to stay within?
In the beginning, I was like so hungry to be in the ring, and I still am now. But You do it for like you try to get like that recognition any way you could in the beginning. So the furthest I drove for the group of us, we drove to Alabama from Philly.
Oof.
16 hours, man. I'm not doing that anymore. It's better be a flight associated with that booking. But Alabama was like 16 hours, but the furthest I'll go is Virginia,
Okay.
Norfolk.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a little far.
Now, if you fly me out somewhere, I'll go anywhere. You know?
Yeah. So listen up, folks. Hit up Devantes on his socials, and he'll you can fly him wherever you want. He'll put on a good show for you.
There you go.
He'll beat up whoever you need beaten up.
You got it.
Is there anybody that you've had a chance to work with who's been a real, sort of a highlight for you? Anybody that you really feel like you mesh well with in the ring?
I wrestled. I don't know how familiar some of y'all are with like Ring of Honor and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I wrestled. I worked on Rhett Titus, who I was a fan of for years. I mean, it was like I watched this dude, you know, 10 years ago, and it's like, wow, I'm in the ring with this dude. To him. Dan Moff was another guy. It was a guy back in the day. His name was Crowbar. He was in WCW.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I worked him, man. I worked Willow Nightingale in AEW. Yeah, she's another was doing her runs in Chikara. I met her there. Nah, man. So I met all of them through them,
That's
man.
cool.
That was cool.
Nice.
Yeah, Willow's on quite a run these days.
Willow was amazing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We saw. We went to a bunch of Ring of Honor shows at UMBC outside of Baltimore, and I feel like Rhett Titus was on those cards, wasn't he? Or did we miss his day, Rich? Do you know?
I think we missed him.
Yeah.
Mm.
I've definitely seen him before though, because he's kind of a name.
Yeah, he was on. I think he was just on AEW or their Ring of Honor show or something like that. But yeah, he's been on there a few times.
Nice.
There's a possibility that we saw him at UMBC, actually, just looking at the timeline now.
The flip side, is there anybody out there at the moment that you'd really love to have the chance to work with that you haven't so far?
Actually, is the person that's going to be on that Virginia show. I would love to work EC3.
Mm.
EC3, Jacob Fatu. I'm sure there's others, but those two are like top of the list for me. Oh, JTG as well.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, EC3 is a stud.
Yeah, he is. Really cool dude. I met him at, I don't know if you went to the last VCW show where he was on. He was a real nice dude. Real
cool.
nice guy. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and if you can catch Jacob Fatu on his way up, that'd be incredible too, because he's shooting up quickly here.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is, man. He is I'm like, wow, how are you that athletic and that big at the same time?
And then with his family connections, he's probably going to be in NXT in the next 2 years, probably.
Yeah.
So we brushed by AEW a little bit. What all current wrestling are you watching? And are you a what's the word I want? Are you a heavy watcher of sort of the current wrestling? Are you kind of like skimming, or you pick and choose?
I've been skimming. For me, I can't I don't know. I go to sleep early, man. So, I'll catch the highlights or whatever. I'm catching some of AEW and I'm catching some of Raw. I'm not seeing I watch the pay-per-views because I was there on the weekends. But as far as the Raw, SmackDown, or Collision and things, or I could watch Collision, but the other shows I just skim through it. I catch the highlights on YouTube.
It's a lot.
Yeah,
it is.
There's a lot of wrestling out there now.
And then I find myself going back to older stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Arn Andersons of the world.
Yeah.
I like that type of stuff. I find myself watching a lot of 2009 Randy Orton and things like that, man. But Double A is probably, and the FTR is my favorite wrestlers out right
Hell
now.
Yeah.
But Arn Anderson is top 3 for me.
Nice. Yeah, actually my next question was if you had to pick an all-time favorite. So you mentioned Arn. Who else is in that top 3? Would you say?
Top 3. I think. It's weird because it's is it top 3 wrestlers strictly wrestling or top 3 everything?
Right.
We talking about everything. I mean, I'm an attitude kid, so you gotta throw the Rock in there, Austin, and I'm gonna throw. Arn is an attitude era, but I gotta throw Arn in there. I love everything about Arn Anderson.
You guys got a similar build. You kind of got that like
Yeah,
that bowling ball thing going on.
yeah, yeah,
That's cool.
absolutely.
Important question here. What's your beard regimen to keep
Beard
that
regimen?
thing, the beard? How are you keeping that beard going?
It's man, it's annoying at times. I tell you that much. But you get food in there and everything.
Yeah.
But it's basically wake up, blow it out, grease it up. That's it. But this is
How,
like two. This is like 2 years.
that's 2 years of growth that you
Yeah,
got there.
yeah.
Listeners, if you haven't, Google Devantes and bring up some pictures and get a look at this beautiful beard. And it really completes your look, honestly. Like
Yeah,
if you didn't have that beard and you just walked by, like, oh, well, that guy's kind of all right.
yeah.
But then, like with that beard, you're like, that dude's a wrestler, and he's gonna beat the crap out of me if I say anything. Like
You know how
you,
many times I've got that on the street and like people like, do you do like MMA or something? And I'm like, nah, I wrestle though, man. Yeah,
honestly, you look like a slap fighter. Like you could do that slap fight stuff. Like they all have insane beards. I don't know if you've ever watched
Yeah.
any of the slap
I'm
fights.
scared to death. I watch some of them people get knocked out. It don't look fun.
No, I don't know how they do it. Like you
Don't
just
do
stand
that.
there and let them hit you, like no defense at all.
Not
But
happening over there.
no.
Yeah, don't do that. I think everybody on those episodes has brain damage now. We watched that first season of that. I'm like, this is immensely entertaining, and then also I really feel bad watching it. Like I
You
feel
can't
like,
tell me they don't have like jaw issues.
oh yeah,
No.
I felt like I had jaw issues after watching it. Like I
Yeah,
just
for
like
real.
everything hurt.
And then
Yeah.
like they get hit in the ear and they call it clubbing and like don't do that again. But like the dude just hit you in the ear. Like how you're not
Right.
just like laying down crying immediately. Like, I don't understand how that works or anything like that. But anyways, let's get back to our scheduled questions.
Scheduled programming. So you mentioned you've been watching some older stuff. Do you have any all-time favorite matches that you'd say? Any that you go back to that you consider classics? I mean,
Yeah.
either yours or ones from from the big companies.
Yeah, I watched it gets brought up a lot, but I always go back to like '05 Michaels versus Sheldon Benjamin. That was an excellent match, man. That one, a recent one, I thought the Rhea Ripley Charlotte Flair WrestleMania match was
Yeah.
incredible. That one, uh, oh, and I've been watching FTR versus the Briscoes trilogy.
Yeah.
That was just
yeah.
insane, dude. I mean, rest in peace, Jay, but that was insane, dude. All three matches.
Yeah, those guys really brought it.
Hmm.
And I thought it was really cool. It was like you could tell the respect those guys have for each
Hmm.
other. They just really they thought the world of each other. So
It gave you like that first one gave you like main event boxing, Floyd Mayweather Pacquiao vibes,
I'm glad to hear you mentioned Shelton Benjamin. I don't think that dude gets enough credit for being like the incredible athlete that he was. He just got released. He's like 40 something, and he still looks amazing, and he can do
Yeah.
like pretty much all the same stuff. I don't know what the hell. I don't know
Yeah.
how he does that.
Hopefully he's staying away from those ladder matches at this point because
Oh yeah, how about
that'll
it?
take time off your life. Yeah, that's those. Shelton Benjamin is just an absolute specimen and incredible athlete. You don't. It's hard to fathom how someone as big and ripped as he is can also be as flexible and agile that he is as well. And
It's not fair.
no, it's just not fair. It's certainly not. So, do you have any favorite matches that you were in? Like, what's your favorite work? If you wanted someone to go out and like YouTube one match of yours, which one would you want them to watch?
My favorite work actually didn't get aired. I got it, like recorded, yeah. And you guys know Jerry. You guys should message Jerry for me. But I don't know if y'all were there when I wrestled. Jesus Christ, what is that kid's name? Oh my God, it's at the tip of my tongue. Oh, Alex Devine.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
he's good. Yeah, we
Yeah,
like him.
that was probably like one of my favorite matches. That match, I love that Ty Awesome match. I mean, we went like 10 or 12 minutes, but it was like he just impressed me. He shocked the hell out of me. Like, not saying that I thought he was going to be bad, but I was like, wow, he's really, because I never seen him work. And like certain people you get in the ring with and you just mesh with. And then you got certain people that you think you're going to mesh with, and you guys just don't click like that in the ring. But Ty Awesome and Alex Devine, if Jerry ever put that match up with Alex Devine, man, that was, you get the "This is awesome" chant, man. It feels good.
Well, it's a good reason for us to give Jerry some shit, because
Yeah.
There you
that's what we live for, is to give Jerry shit. So
go.
We went. My wife and I went to Collision a couple weekends ago, and I took two signs, and one of them was a giant picture of my dog, and the other one was my Jerry Sucks sign. And it made it on the air, and I felt really good about myself. And I made sure to
Was it?
set.
Wait. Was it a neon green?
It
Was
was
it neon?
neon pink.
Okay.
I'll send you a picture of it then.
Got you.
So I felt it was important for people to know, And I just realized I've been asking Rich's questions. My apologies, Rich.
whatever. I don't care. It's been great conversation so far. Yeah. I don't know if you know, but we actually started out, the mission of this podcast initially was to sit down and watch all the WrestleManias, sit down and watch all of them in order, review each one, break them down. And not surprisingly, we got kind of distracted, if you can't tell, and we just started watching other wrestling too. But if you had to pick your favorite WrestleMania, which one would you choose?
You gotta go with Rock Hogan.
Yeah.
Go Rock Hogan. Oh, I'm gonna look at the picture soon when this is over. I see it popped up, but yeah, Rock Hogan. I mean,
That's
that
a
was,
classic.
dude. I was just like, dude. I was like 13. No, I was a little bit old, maybe 13, 14 years old. Staying up for that Sunday night, man. I wanted to tell my mom, "Fuck school tomorrow. I'm watching that." So, but yeah, it got to be Rock Hogan. What WrestleMania was that?
18.
18. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was X8.
Oh yeah, Roman numbers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably up there in the all-time best WrestleMania matches, in my opinion, and probably Hulk Hogan's best match ever in his career, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, and then you hear that they switched on the fly in the ring because they were cheering Hogan more, so
Yeah.
Hogan had to become more of a face in the ring. That was wow.
Yeah,
That's
they were working that crowd. That crowd would have eaten anything that they offered them. They just would have taken anything, because they just had complete control of that, like 80,000 people in that stadium. It's an incredible WrestleMania moment. That's a good one.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, this has been a lot of fun. We really appreciate the opportunity to talk with you and talk some wrestling, talk food, talk great cities of the Keystone State.
Yeah, I'm hungry now.
Yeah, I'm hungry too. My wife made something with like farro and kale for dinner. It was delicious, but I'm starving. And I kind of wish I had a ribeye steak in the fridge. I would go throw it on the grill. But I just a reminder, if you forgot from when we started at the top, Saturday, February 3rd, the Masonic Temple on Granby Street here in Norfolk. Bell time at 7:30. Tickets, etc. at vcwprowrestling.com. Devantes is going to face off against the Sigma male LDJ with his former manager Neil Sharkey in LDJ's corner. He's going to take it to him. He's going to show Sharkey just what's what, and then we'll see where it goes from there. So again, thanks for joining us. You have anything you want to plug? Any socials, etc. You want people to check out?
Devantes.pro on Instagram. I got a match. If anybody's in the Jersey area, I got a match on in Gloucester City, New Jersey, at Super Crazy Wrestling Friday.
Okay.
I'll put it on my Instagram so people can get the address. And then
Cool.
I'm in Silver Springs, Maryland on Saturday.
Oh shit! That's right near Rich.
Yeah.
Flying
What you
V.
do with Flying V? Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, your buddy Jess likes them, right? Isn't that the one
Yeah.
she talked about? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yep.
Well, that's awesome, man. You're a busy guy.
Yes, sir.
So, well, be careful out there. And for now, we are the Wrestling Archives. You can find us on, Facebook and Instagram and all the rest of them. We are Wrestle Archives on X these days, I believe. WrestlingArchives.com. Find us on ko-fi.com/wrestling archives. And if you want to shoot us the cost of a cup of coffee, help support the show, we appreciate it. So for this episode, I'm Tim.
And I'm Rich.
And we'll see you next time.
Can I say this last thing? Is it called X now? Or it's not called Twitter anymore?
I mean, I still kind of call it Twitter, honestly.
Everything that's still in the press right now goes, and on X, parentheses, formerly Twitter. So, it's X. I guess you X at people now. It's I hate Elon Musk.
He's a
just
dick
hate him.
bag.
Got you.
Yeah, we know about as much as you do, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll X at you later, everybody.